Hi guys! So today we're going to read a story called Baby Rattlesnake. And Baby Rattlesnake is a Native American folk tale. Okay, folk tales are stories that are passed down from one generation to next, which means that the grandparents might tell their grandchildren, and then those grandchildren grow up and they tell their grandchildren. And so in the Native American culture, they used folk tales a lot to keep stories alive, and they loved storytelling. And these stories were important because they always gave you a lesson. And if you remember from our story, Amazing Grace, a lesson is something that the author wants you to understand or to learn. So, in Baby Rattlesnake, we're going to try to figure out what the lesson is that they want us to learn as we read this. All right, are you ready? Out in the place where the rattlesnakes lived, there was a little baby rattlesnake who cried all the time because he did not have a rattle. He said to his mother and father, "I don't know why I don't have a rattle. I'm made just like my brother and sister. How can I be a rattlesnake? I don't have a rattle." Mother and Father Rattlesnake said, "You are too young to have a rattle. When you get to be as old as your brother and sister, you will have a rattle too." But baby Rattlesnake did not want to wait, so he just cried and cried. He shook his tail when he couldn't hear a rattle sound. He cried even louder. Mother and sisters, Mother and father said, "Shh, shh, shh." Brother and sister said, "Shh, shh, shh." So you can see that SH. Remember, that's one of the digraphs we worked on this week. Shh. But baby Rattlesnake wouldn't stop crying. He kept the rattlesnake people awake all night. The next morning, the rattlesnake's people called a big council. They talked and talked just like people do, but they couldn't decide how to make the little baby rattlesnake happy. He didn't want anything else besides a rattle. At last, one of the elders said, "Go ahead and give him a rattle. He's just too young and he'll get into trouble. But let him learn a lesson. I just want to get some sleep." So they gave baby Rattlesnake a rattle. Baby Rattlesnake loved his rattle. He shook his tail, and for the first time he heard, and see, this is a digraph that CH says ch ch ch, makes a ch sound. So ch 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 ch. He was so excited. He sang a rattle song. Ch 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 ch. He danced a rattle dance. Ch 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 ch. Soon, baby Rattlesnake learned to play tricks with his rattle. He hid in the rocks, and when small animals came by, he darted out and rattled. Ch 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 ch. He made old Jack Rabbit jump. He made old man Turtle jump. He made Prairie Dog jump. Each time baby Rattlesnake laughed and laughed. He thought it was fun to scare the animal people. Do you think the animals think it's fun? Mother and father warned baby Rattlesnake, "You must not use your rattle in such a way." Big brother and big sister said, "You are not being careful with your rattle." The rattlesnake people told baby Rattlesnake to stop acting so foolish with his rattle. Baby Rattlesnake did not listen. Uh-oh. One day, baby Rattlesnake said to his mother and father, "How will I know a chief's daughter when I see her?" "Well, she's usually very beautiful, and she walks with her head held high," said father. "And she's very neat in her dress," said mother. "Why do you want to know?" said father. "Because I want to scare her," said baby Rattlesnake. And he started off down the path before his mother and father could warn him never to do such a thing. The little fellow reached the path where the Indians lived. He curled himself up on a log and he started rattling. Ch ch ch. He was having a wonderful time. All of a sudden he saw a beautiful maiden coming towards him from a long way off. She walked with her head held high, and she was very neat in her dress. "Ah," thought baby Rattlesnake, "she must be the chief's daughter." Baby Rattlesnake hid in the rocks. He was so excited. This was going to be his best trick yet. He waited and waited. The chief's daughter came closer and closer, and when she was just in the right spot, he darted out of the rocks. "Ho!" cried the chief's daughter. She whirled around, stepping on baby Rattlesnake's rattle and crushing it to pieces. Uh-oh, they warned him not to use his rattle like that. Baby Rattlesnake looked at his beautiful rattle, scattered all over the trail. He didn't know what to do. He took off for his home as fast as he could. With great sobs, he told Mother and Father what happened. They wiped his tears and gave him a big rattlesnake hug. For the rest of the day, baby Rattlesnake stayed safe and snug close to his rattlesnake family. All right, so real quickly, let's think about this. What was the lesson that you think they wanted you to learn from baby Rattlesnake? That's right. You should listen to your elders. So the adults that tell you something. Remember the elders told her, don't use your rattle in that way. Don't scare the animals. Don't. They kept telling him over and over and over again, but he didn't listen. And in the end, the thing that he wanted the most, his rattle, he didn't take care of it and he lost it. All right, guys, you did an awesome job. All right, you are going to connect to Seesaw, and I want you to tell me what you think the lesson was. We talked about part of it, but I want to see if you can get it. All right, thanks, guys.